Hi everyone, and welcome to Theory, Mystery and History. Today we're going to be talking about Mid Wales Hospital, or better known as Talgarth Asylum. Wales Hospital was a psychiatric hospital in Talgarth, Wales, UK. It opened in 1903 and was closed for good in 1999. It now stands as a hotspot for urban explorers, even though the security measures are put in place to prevent people from going in. Talgarth was a typical psychiatric hospital during the time period it was open, with its horrific treatment practices to the patients. These treatments included lobotomies, barbiturates, and a shock therapy where insulin was used to induce a coma and convulsions. The hospital was also used as a military hospital during the Second World War for injured soldiers, along with those suffering from PTSD. They used electroconvulsive therapy on the soldiers as well. In 1948, the hospital was overtaken by the NHS, which is when the treatment at the hospital started to improve. The treatment of patients began to develop towards medication, an increase in treatment of patients in an outpatient capacity, rather than on-site for many cases. By the early 1990s, the website countyasylums.co.uk states that Mid Wales Hospital still supported a range of services, including occupational therapy, outpatient daycare, psychology, psychiatry, physiotherapy, and electroconvulsive therapy. After care in the community was put in place in the 80s, Talgarth started to decline. They started to have less and less patients come in, which resulted in the hospital having to shut down. The hospital was vacated in 1997 and became an abandoned building. However, it was sold in 1999 for £355,000, which is now over £629,000 in today's money. It was then turned into the Black Mountains Business Park, but it went into administration and liquidated in 2009. In 2011, the site was bought by a Hampshire-based company called Collins Design and Build. The company had been making plans for the site since they've owned this, however nothing has been done. As time went on, the building started to decay more and more, and it still is decaying to this day. Even though the buildings have fallen apart and are extremely dangerous, this has not discouraged any urban explorers from visiting the place. There are locals who live right by the hospital who aren't happy with people coming all over from the UK to visit. However, the reason everyone knows about Talgarth is because of the media. Different news outlets post about the hospital every now and then, which is how so many people have heard about the derelict site. The people who do visit the hospital are definitely told that they're not welcome. The obvious reason is the security measures put in place, such as boarded up windows, tall fencing, signs about trespassing, etc. Some of the locals do try and get the trespassers to leave though. I can confirm this is true because I have actually visited the hospital a few times myself. When I was around 16-17, I visited the hospital with my brother and a few of my friends. The first time we went in, it was dark and we were fine. There was no issues. We did find an awkward way in, but we explored for a while and then we left. A few months later, me and my friends decided to go again. However, we went in the daytime, which was obviously a stupid idea. When we got there was another group of teens who were exploring too. We didn't take much notice of them and we went in the buildings. A while later, we heard lots of banging and smashing. The other group decided to start smashing up the chapel. Very clever, I know. Obviously because of this brought a lot of attention. A man with a red Peugeot came racing down to the site with a shotgun. As soon as we saw this, me and my mates knew we had to go. My mates managed to climb out these tall windows first, however I couldn't. I was running around for a while trying to find the way we got in. When I did get to the exit, the man with the gun was shouting at the other group, which was not far from where I was. I made a run for it into my mate's car and we sped off. This wasn't the only encounter of this man I heard about. My brother went in there again with his friend, and when they were driving away, the man shot the car's back window in. I don't even understand this man's logic about using a gun to make people leave, because even if he did shoot a person, they would have a hard time trying to leave, wouldn't they? There's nothing actually factual to find out who this man is, if he owns a building, lives in one of the houses nearby, or is hired as some sort of security. Although I'm not the only one who encountered this man, I've seen others post online about similar stories too. The reason I made this video is because every now and then the media hypes up this hospital, even though the locals do not want the building to get any attention. Because of the media, lots of people find out about this place. I hope this video reaches out to people who are planning on going, because honestly it's not worth it. Yes, the whole site looks cool to explore and it's old and creepy, but it's so dangerous with the floors collapsing the asbestos, it's so easy to get hurt. You can't call an ambulance to an abandoned psychiatric hospital, can you? Also, after a few minutes, security will hunt you down, no matter how quiet or careful you are, or how late at night it is. There's plenty of pictures and videos online of all the different rooms of buildings. Just have a look at those and respect the place. I hope you enjoyed my first video. I do apologise if the quality isn't great, But if you have any tips or suggestions to make my videos better, please feel free to let me know. I'll be back with another video soon. Bye!